Hi everyone, and welcome back here to a very special From Mother's Cupboard to Table. And we are so happy to be here at Mother's Cupboard on 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York, a staple of Syracuse. And it's been a minute since we've had Coach Kline here in general, right?
Yeah.
So welcome back to
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so happy to have Coach Kline here. We both got omelets, and we have a perfect placement. The omelets are center to your video here, so you get to watch and enjoy them here on Facebook.com and YouTube.com, both /RayControlDT. CNS head coach for the football team, 5 straight Section 3 Class AA titles and 5 straight regional wins in the state playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a heck of a run. It's been unbelievable. It's absolute class.
It's been awesome, and you're a very humble guy. No matter how many times I tell you to talk about yourself, you don't.
Right.
But we talked off the air about when you win, when the team wins, you always have a very kid-like response. I always see you on the edge of the field, and I'm walking up to you, and there's just a big smile on your face, and you literally look like one of the players on the team, just happy to be there.
Well, you're happy. You get that opportunity, you get a chance to win, you win a sectional title. They don't come easy.
Yeah.
Not never an easy thing, and be able to do it and accomplish that, it's unbelievable. And it's a blast every year. It never gets old. It's so much fun.
You said that they don't come easy, but you make it look easy with 5 in a row. How do you get to the consistency that you have?
I think that just has to do with the coaches we have, what we do. I mean, I got an unbelievable coaching staff. Syracuse.com, the fact that we have the all-star coaching staff. I don't know about that, but I know my coaches are extremely hardworking and dedicated. I got the kids. The kids are dedicated and hardworking. What we ask them to do, and they come out and do every day, it's amazing.
Okay, Kline, CNS. Amazing facilities as well, and I've had the opportunity to go to different parts of the country and down to Florida, and CNS to me looks the part. When you look at the field experience and you look at the stadium and how you have things set up the way that you do, what can you say to the work of Tim Bednarski and the AD, as well as the entire athletic department and staff there in the school on the decisions that have been made to make sure that you have facilities that when people come, they go, oh wow, you don't have that at every high school.
Yeah, no, we're very fortunate. Tim's a great AD. Tim does an unbelievable job. His organization. Joe Howell's another guy behind the scenes that nobody knows about. Joe runs the stadium basically for all the events, and Joe does a great job setting up everything, organizing everything.
Yeah.
So the two of those guys together are ridiculous in what they do. I mean, you look at it, it looks like a college facility. We're very blessed, very fortunate to have that. Then all the bells and whistles we have, we got to give my booster club a lot of credit. I got, two gentlemen, Don Felgitano and Bill Gomblieski, are just great guys in what they do. They don't have kids in the program anymore. Their kids have graduated. They played years ago, but they come around and handle everything for us. They set up our tunnel, our bounce house to run through, smoke, fireworks. It's just, it's just an absolute great experience.
Yeah, and it has been an incredible experience at CNS to come out and see the games. And this year, it was fun because to come out and see a playoff game when you went up against Baldwinsville, and I think it was like 60 degrees outside, 70 during the day. So I was spoiled. Then when I came out after that, my hands were frozen. I thought, I don't need gloves, I'll be fine. And it's like 12 degrees outside. So you had kind of a different season of weather.
Yeah.
And what can you say to that? Because you got to play in the fall going into the winter in this really nice weather.
Yeah.
And then we got back to the more natural upstate New York weather.
Still, all things considered, it wasn't that bad. Really, it was only one day we had to have the snow, the field plowed, which is unusual for playing at the end of November and playing after Thanksgiving, so we're lucky there.
Yeah.
Kids get used to it. Kids love the change in weather. As we talked about earlier, kids are still kids nowadays. They love the cold, they love the rain, they love the snow. I mean, they're doing headfirst slides in the snow and just having an absolute blast. So, kids love to be kids.
Yeah, and that coming here from Coach, as we're here at Mother's Cupboard, both having an omelet, ham and cheese on your side, I believe. ham, cheese, and broccoli for me. My outright favorite omelet. The only place I get an omelet in central and upstate New York, and it's massive. If you can
it's huge.
see it here
It's huge.
on the screen, taking up that whole plate. And this is a big plate too. So being able to be here and enjoy this, and I want to thank Pete and Amy and the entire team at Mother's Cupboard on 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York, as we get to be here for Mother's Cupboard to table and spread some holiday cheer, as well as all year round to be here every single month at Mother's Cupboard. So, you know, for you, I know the season ended with a game against Bennett, as it did last year, and in the semis, and Bennett goes on to win a title. Just what you can say about reflecting on that game now that you've had some time to let it marinate, and just what you took away from it.
You know, you got to give credit where credit's due. Bennett's a really, really good football team.
Yeah.
You know, they came out and, you know, I don't know, like the coach, you don't want to admit it, but they kind of outplayed us, you know, in all aspects of the game. You know, they were just a very dominant team, and we knew that going into the game. We knew how good they were. I mean, they went and played team. They went and played Erie Cathedral down in Pennsylvania. They went out to Youngstown, Ohio, and played a team. So, you know, they were preparing for this season. They were preparing for this run by challenging themselves early, you know, and again, though, our kids didn't quit, which is all you ask for. Our kids fought every single day, every single minute of that game. They were out there fighting, you know, trying to give their best effort, you know, and they did. So I can live with that.
When you look at it, you said that, you know, being in a game against Bennett and your kids never gave up, but seeing what they've done and that they challenged themselves and went and played a team in Youngstown, Ohio, and went to different places and whatnot. As you look in I-2023, do you look at non-conference games and think to yourself to maybe add some games in certain places, or put yourself against maybe some teams in different parts of New York State that you don't see that you think would be a good challenge? I mean, how do you look at that?
Look at it twofold. You know, 2 years ago, in 2021, we played Clifton out of New Jersey. It was a powerhouse out of Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to look at the big of your team. We knew that team was capable of going and competing and going against those guys. And if we played a physical game, we weren't going to get beat up. We weren't going to lose our team for the year. This year's team was so much younger that I knew that if we went and played a team like that, or I was contacted by a private school out of Long Island. I was afraid that I could lose my team league 0. So you got to weigh the pros and the cons of what you're looking at competition-wise. You know, Buffalo or Bennett did it because they knew what they had coming back. They knew everything that they had. You know, now going forward in the next year, you know, I've already been some talks about, you know, maybe taking a road trip, going down to down above New York, down to Section 9, playing someone down there, you know, taking our team on the road and seeing what we can do on the road.
And we'll look forward to seeing that news as it comes up, and I'm sure we'll be talking if and when that does happen, and to have the opportunity to have those challenges and get yourself out there. I mean, we know that Class AA up here in Section 3 is a talented bunch, and CBA came back in this year. My preseason prediction was CBA CNS, and it didn't disappoint. So going to the Dome, we had that game against CBA earlier on in the season, and 42-41, it looked like CBA early.
Yep.
Your team fought back and played the way that you played. There's a lot of opinions from the outside looking in, and I tell people this all the time. Outside noise, by definition, belongs outside.
Yep.
So when you reflect on that 42-41 game, how do you see that game, and what was in that matchup that you lost by a point that you thought you could build upon? Reflect.
It's, you know, that's actually kind of a nice easy question for us. We're down 21 points in the third quarter. And his team was able to be resilient enough to find a way to fight back and to come all the way back to have a 2-point try to win the football game at the end. You know, the fact that they didn't give up. You know, that game, you know, the talent they had, CBA could have scored, you know, if we put our heads down, they could have scored 60 or 70 on us. But our kids didn't do that. They kept fighting, they kept battling, and so we're able to come back and we're able to get that win. Or not that win, but close the deficit and only lose by 1 with a 2-point try at the end of the game.
And then we see the game in the Dome for the Section 3 Class AA championship ahead of states. And when that game came about, tight to the vest, CBA was, right? About their quarterback, about Jordan Ray. And really nobody knows, is he going to go out, what's going to happen? When did you find out, and how did you game plan?
Well, we kind of prepared that he was going to be there. You know, we didn't go by the idea that he wasn't going to be there. There's rumors all around. But again, they have so many other good athletes as well. You got Lawrence kid, you got Ted's, you know, a couple of the Brunson kid. You got so many other, you know, talented kids on that team that you got to prepare them. You know, they're going to have a backup quarterback that can throw the ball. You know, they're not going to be, you know, they're not unprepared for that situation. Is he not, you know, is he not the caliber of Jordan? Yeah, you know, Jordan's a special kid. But so we prepared as if he was going to be there, and we were preparing for the pass game. You know, like we had been getting ready to do.
Did you find out literally? I mean, was it on the field in warm-ups that you found out, or?
Well, you heard rumors. Everybody heard rumors all week long. You know, there's all kinds of talk about it, one way or the other, but there's never confirmation. You know, so when I walked out of the tunnel in pregame and saw the rest of their team warming up and him wearing a sling, I said, nah, Jordan's not playing tonight.
And it's always interesting when you find out things like that, but the game plan and the preparedness for something like that. We talked about a little bit, but your backfield has had talent. And one of the members of your backfield, finding his way back onto the team, was with CNS, not at the school, and then back to the school. What can you say about how he's grown as a player, and then more importantly, how has he grown as a man?
Well, I think, you know, the events that led to the year before with Kline, you know, he learned a lesson, and hopefully, you know, a life lesson in that.
Yeah.
You know, he came out this year committed. You know, he came back to us in January, re-enrolled in school in January. You know, did everything right during the springtime, came back, joined the team. You know, and he actually did everything right, you know, for the season. So I'm just hoping he learned a life lesson and is able to progress and move forward.
For you, being able to run the ball so successfully in the sectional championship, just what you can say about your scheming and preparedness, because you've had JJ Rasmussen, you have Jackson now, and we know that Jackson can be multiple, but did you run the plan that you were kind of hoping to do, or did you kind of realize during the game, hey, you know, we can lean on the run in the second half? How did you see things kind of
we kind of, you know, John G. News, the offense coordinator, you know, it's in the game plan all along that we were going to run the ball.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we could run the ball against them. We thought we could score some points on them. And, you know, we also thought that we had used Jackson to run the ball all year. You know, this is the first time that we actually let Jackson go and let our quarterback carry the ball. You know, we tend to be protective of our quarterback throughout the regular season. Same as during the season, we only give each running back gets about 9-10 carries a game, and that's it. Our goal is to keep our running backs fresh through the whole year, you know, until they're fresh at the end of the year. And so, you know, moving forward, we knew, okay, it's time, you know, to take the bubble wrap, shall we say, off of Jackson and let him go. I mean, in that game, he threw for 166 yards and ran for 131. He had almost 300 yards of offense himself. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and to see what you've done with the school, with CNS, and then being here at Mother's Covered, being able to celebrate this. It's important to me, from Mother's Covered to Table, to talk about local business, local teams, local kids, local coaches, and then obviously, you know, on my show, a lot of local within all of that. To bring it all together, I grew up on the north side. You know, we talked about your family being there on the north side, and, you know, Mother's Covered right here on the northern side. So, you know, just what that means to you when we connect local business like Mother's Covered to local people like you and I, and then obviously to CNS.
You know, it's amazing. You and I have done a few of these. You know, we've done it. We did it here at Mother's Covered today, first time. This is amazing. I love Mother's Covered, by the way. I haven't been here in a lot of years, but it's ridiculously good.
Yes.
You know, we've been down at Cafe Cabal downtown. We talked there. We met there. You know, then we did, you know, out at CNS. We met at the Chick-fil-A for years. You know, several times we've been out there. So it's great to be able to go to the local, support the local businesses, because, you know, those are the people that are making things happen. Those are the people that live in our area. Those are the people that are sending their kids to our schools and that really care.
Yeah, and it's been a beautiful connection here, and looking forward to great things to come we're going to do a final piece, and I think we've done this before with each other. We're going to play rapid fire.
Oh, jeez, I hate rapid fire. You know that already.
We're going to play rapid fire.
You know I hate rapid fire.
It's going to be a Christmas rapid fire.
All right.
So it's
Boy.
we're going to do a Christmas rapid fire. Why do you hate rapid? Because coming up with the questions.
Just everything, yeah. Too much on the spot pressure.
That's what you need. But
I'm a planner.
as a coach, you should love the pressure, right? You have to be able to ad-lib in the moment.
Yeah, but you also have the plan in the back of your mind to adjust.
It's true. So, rapid fire, we're going to do a couple of these, and I will ask my first one.
All right.
Christmas movie that you can't live without.
All right. I gotta say, I've already watched it this year. Elf. I love the movie Elf. I think it's unbelievable.
Okay.
It cracks me up. It just makes me laugh.
It is good. You don't smell like Santa. You smell like beef and chicken. I will never forget. And that's the movie that I didn't really like Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. That movie made me like him.
Okay.
To the point where now I watch most of his stuff.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan. What's your first one for me?
See, that's me. You put me on the spot. You got me relaxed. Now I got to think of a question for
But
you.
it's Christmas related.
All right. I don't know. I gotta be sappy. What's your favorite family tradition?
Favorite family tradition? I would say what I did growing up was Christmas Eve was at my dad's parents', Christmas Day was at my mom's, and now with my parents not being together, Christmas Eve is with my dad, Christmas Day is with my mom, so they kind of, in a way, kept the tradition going. What I love is the food of being in an Italian Hispanic household. My dad and I do a play on the seven fishes, and then my mom does the Italian, like Christmas Day with the stuffed shells and the Italian wedding soup, and I'd probably say, along with all of that, because I've talked about that before, I love that my mom and I brought back my grandmother's Christmas cookies, and we make the chocolate loaf, which is my favorite, and we make chocolate balls, pistachio balls, lemon balls, cutouts. So I would have to say that making the Christmas cookies is probably my favorite.
I love making Christmas cookies.
Very good. Do you have anybody that makes them or no?
It's funny. We used to, for years, when my wife and I first started dating each other when we first got married, her parents, the Italians live on over in Eastwood, we used to start probably right around Thanksgiving, and 5 nights a week we'd be making Christmas cookies every single night, and we then have stockpiles of them. I mean, I love the cutouts, love the almond paste, chocolate rolls, all this. It's just ridiculous. Of course, I put on about 20 pounds during the Christmas cookie making season because I love raw cookie dough.
Oh yeah, well I love the raw cookie dough, and I am a fiend for the icing.
Oh.
That I will literally just sit there and scoop it up with my finger.
Now, do you have the anise frosting?
What'd you say?
Do you put the anise frosting on your cutouts?
So we make like the sugar and like the dye and all that. So we'll do that.
With the anisette mixed in there, a little
I don't
anise.
think we put anisette in there. I don't think we put that
good.
in there. But we're just like straight up sugar.
Okay,
and, So, and I love it so much. Okay, so my last one for you is a Christmas song that you love. Like if you walk into church, what's the song you would want them to sing?
We just gotta think about this one. Believe it or not, right now on my station I do have holiday traditions. On my XM radio, I got all 3 Christmas songs on there all the time that I'm listening to, so I actually do like them. I'd say going into church, I still, just being from a young kid growing up, I still, the traditional song would be Silent Night.
That's what I was gonna
traditional,
say.
And it's a beautiful song.
It is. And you walk in and you hear it, it's just a different...
It's just calming.
Yeah, it brings you to a different place.
Especially at the end of the service, you hear that, and it just brings you to a different place.
I think that in knowing how you feel about rapid fire, I'm going to play you Silent Night every time before we start, so that you calm down. I'm going to make you all peaceful.
Oh, thanks, Richard.
What's
Now
your
I got to go for another question. I should have. See, you got me talking too much. I wasn't thinking. I guess I got to go with tradition. Well, I'll come back at you. What's your favorite song? If you're walking into church.
Well, I think it was like Freddy Krueger that ruined Noel for me, because they have these horror movies where they have children singing Christmas songs, then you walk into church and you think about it. But no, I mean, I like Noel. I'd probably say Oh, yeah, absolutely. It would be, and Pentatonics does a great one. Mary, Did You Know?
Actually, I think I've heard that.
I love that song, Mary, Did You Know? And then it would be that one, or it would also be, I'm trying to think, there's another one that Pentatonics does, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's all a cappella.
Yeah.
But I also like Silent Night. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for Christmas. So Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah.
You gotta love the traditional ones.
Yeah, and my favorite Christmas movie is a tie. Home Alone, 1 and 2 are together. Home Alone and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original claymation of that. Not the cartoon, but the one that they did with clay.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite. So it's I think it's called Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. I think that's
Back in the day, we were kids.
Yes.
Way back.
Love that movie. So with that being said, this has been a very special, I'm very thankful and grateful to CNS, to Mother's Cover, and to you for all that you do.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It's great being here and spending some time with you.
Coach Kline, myself, Dan Tortora from Mother's Cover to Table. Pay attention for it exclusively on Wake Up Call every single month. And you can find us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. And of course, on the Mother's Cover tab on the Central New York line, there on wakeupcalldt.com and on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Coach, thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you soon.